Hi, lovely little gemstones, it's Afira, and today I'll be reading Swallow Your Pride by Quarantine Vibes. Chapter 6, Prometheus. Well, Roman hadn't been expecting that. Thomas's shoulders shook, but he waved away Patton's attempts to comfort him. Sorry, it's just... He took in a long, almost comical sniff. He gestured at the wall, and then at himself, and then at the wall. You know? Roman shook his head. He did not know. Thomas groaned and wiped his eyes. It's all... Thomas snapped his fingers in front of himself, then gestured at Logan. Thomas seems to be experiencing a close personal identification with these pieces, and is thus feeling a little overwhelmed at the moment, Logan clarified. Thomas nodded and pointed at him. Yeah, that! It's like everything from the past few months is here! He floated his hands in front of him. Right in front of me! And Roman, they're beautiful! Remus bumped Roman when he didn't respond. Roman's cheeks turned bright red. Really? He asked, and Thomas nodded fervently. It's like everything that I've been feeling, everything I couldn't express, He stopped and frowned a little. Why did you wait until now to show them to me, though? Roman hummed and explained his thought process from before, how he didn't think the pieces were good in the quintessential sense of the word, how he thought Thomas would shun him as his light creativity if he ever produced something that seemed dark. Thomas's eyes widened. Oh, Roman, he whispered, looked down at his shoes, then looked back up, a sudden fire in his eyes as he marched up and grabbed the side into a hug. Roman squeaked in surprise for a moment before hugging back, tightly. I never realized how much I was limiting you, Thomas said after a moment, voice gravelly. Limiting myself and my content, trying to make everything a purely positive force. It's unattainable and, frankly, not always the most inspiring, but this, he looked around the room, this is. Roman began to pull away, but Thomas held on. He looked up and gestured at someone at his side. And that goes for both of you. The side being addressed squeaked as Thomas pulled him into the hug. You were right, Remus, Thomas said. Trying to force my creativity through one constraining filter is only hurting me. Thomas finally let the two of them go. Roman noted that Remus had gone almost pale. Roman punched his shoulder. Hear that, big bro? You were right, though next time you try to make a point, maybe don't hit me over the head with a mace. Remus didn't respond for a moment, but eventually he nodded slowly, a small smile blooming under his mustache. Thomas turned to the rest of the sides. This has been great, you guys. Thank you for setting all this up. And in fact, Thomas's eyes lit up in a way that Roman hadn't seen in a while, but that he recognized instantly. I have an idea, Thomas said, spinning around, searching for his laptop before remembering that he was in the mindscape. For a new project. One that focuses on... Thomas began pacing. On people who feel like they don't have a voice. He pointed at Remus's mirror sculpture and Roman's picture of a person cutting out their tongue. On the pain of not being listened to, but... He pointed at one of Roman's earlier pieces, a pomegranate blooming with red hyacinths from its center. But how wonderful it feels when you are! Logan had summoned a planner and a box of utensils. Patton was bouncing up and down on his heels, and Virgil was somehow saddled with the task of handing Logan different colored markers at his command. A new project is certainly feasible, Thomas. A blue, please, Virgil, Logan asked, and Virgil's hand hovered uncertainly over the 20 different shades of blue markers, before just closing his eyes and picking one. But you'll have to move some things around. Perhaps... Yellow highlighter, please, Virgil, Logan asked. Virgil groaned, shuffling around the box until he could produce the marker. Move up your appointment next week, and recruit your... Green sticky note, please, Virgil, Logan asked. Virgil huffed and stuck one on Logan's forehead. Logan blinked. Perhaps recruit a few friends on the project. Ones you know have experiences in line with your vision. Thomas nodded. Great idea, Logan. You and Virgil can help with the scheduling. See where anything may go wrong. Patton? Patton nodded excitedly. You think you can get on that list of friends? You can count on me, kiddo. Thomas can count on most surfaces, Patton, though I don't see how that's relevant, Logan said. Roman snorted. Janus, do you think you can dig up some research on times in the past where people have been silenced and those effects? Thomas asked. A topic on not being able to tell the truth? Forced censorship. Surely I'm the worst side for the job, Janus replied with a smirk. Thomas turned to the twins and grinned. And you two, Thomas exclaimed. I'd like you two to head up this whole thing. If, Thomas scratched at his temple, suddenly sheepish now that his initial adrenaline was slowing down. If you're up for that, that is. You want us? Both of us? Remus asked. Thomas nodded, hands and fists in front of him. Remus played with his bow tie. What do you say, Ro? The room was silent, as if everyone were holding their breath for Roman's response. Roman looked up at the pieces he had made over the months. Pieces that he hated, that he wanted to burn, that he nearly did burn. The same pieces that his brother had called amazing. The same pieces that inspired Thomas. He turned to his brother. I say, we should pile a few more chores onto Janus. He laughed as Janus groaned, but didn't object. Because we're about to be very busy. Roman may have been a part of Thomas, a piece of his creativity. But standing there, a new project in the future, and the promise of something bright, for the first time in a long while, Roman felt whole. Thank you all so much for listening. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and if you like what you hear and you want to read more, you can find the link to the author in the description. If you want to check out other podfics I've done, you can click on the playlist linked on the screen. See you next time!